Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kathrine. I've been doing equipped powerlifting since 2004 and I'm on the Danish National team in the 69 kilogram weight class. We had nationals a week ago and I thought I wanted to give a short recap of my competition. And let me start out by saying that I basically sucked. I'm really disappointed in myself. My training had been going really well. Yeah, I think this video is gonna feel like a bunch of excuses. Yeah, but let me just get to it and yeah. So we flew to Denmark the day before and we stayed with a friend. I had decent sleep during the night, so I don't want to blame any of that. And I was even able to eat way more than I usually am able to on meet day, so that was good as well. I was less nervous than usual. But the first thing that may have had a small impact, but I don't want to say any of it impacted my poor performance, was the determining factor, but maybe like each of the things had a small impact. My husband had to weigh in at 8 a.m. And so we left our friend's house. He was lifting as well, so we all left together at 7:15. And before getting to the venue, we had to stop at a supermarket to buy some baby powder, but because neither of us had any, I had forgotten my baby powder and my liquid magnesium at home. I was able to message one of the other women on the national team, and she had an extra bottle that she so kindly agreed to lend me at the meet. And I think hers was fine, so that was definitely not the issue, and found some baby powder at the supermarket, so that wasn't the issue either. So my husband weighed in at 8 a.m. As I said, he lifted at 10, and I was coaching him and our friend, but both of them only had a bench shirt on, so it wasn't a big deal. My husband also wore knee wraps, but he wrapped himself, so that was pretty easy and not a big deal handling it. However, the venue was really, really hot and the backstage was really crowded, and yeah, I had a hard time keeping my weight up. I checked the weight, the test scale, wearing only tights and a sports bra, and I was 66.7 kilograms, and that was, I think while my husband was warming up or getting ready to warm up, so around maybe 9 a.m. or so. And then I had to weigh in at 1 p.m. So that was right after they both had their first round of deadlifts, so I gave them the attempts sheets, and then I ran up to the weigh-in and the equipment check, and luckily I was the first to weigh in, so I managed to get all the stuff done, and one of my teammates from our club helped me get my equipment checked while I was weighing in, so I could rush back down, and I only missed one of the deadlift attempts. But it was a little bit stressful, and then as they were having their medal ceremony, I had to start warming up because, my competition started at 3 p.m. and I was in the first group of the second weigh-in. And my body felt really good, actually. Like my back, or well, more like my SI joint, felt really tired. But mainly just my head felt so tired. And I should mention, I only weighed in at 66.01. So I dropped around, maybe, let's say the clothes weighed 100 grams. So I dropped around 600 grams, even though I really tried to eat and drink during the day until my weigh-in. So that was obviously not ideal, but still 66 is a decent competition weight for me. And I felt like I would be okay because I managed to eat and drink, and my body felt like it had a lot of energy. My head was just so tired. Squat warm-ups went well. I got a little deeper than I usually do in training on my last equipped warm-up, and I was contemplating lowering my opener, but we were kind of like, always do that, and like this is nationals, and I didn't really need the results for anything. I'm already qualified for Europeans and Worlds. So I decided to just suck it up and open at 180 as I had said during weigh-ins, and that was a opener PR. Actually, my total was also an opener PR, and it was the first time I ended up opening with plus 500 kilo total. So I had my first attempt, and I got it 3-0, so that was good, but I did basically everything wrong you could do wrong, except I hit depth and I got up with it. But I wasn't tight enough, my workout was shit, and my hips shifted at the bottom. I could see that on the front view from the replay. So it was just really, really shitty. And if it had been a competition that really counted, I probably would have gone 185 just to get as many kilos as possible for total. But we figured, okay, let's just try 190. That would have been a 2.5 kilogram PR. So my husband tightened the reps as much as he could, and my workout was way better. It felt really good, and my descent felt good. I had good speed and everything, but it felt like, it doesn't look like that on the video, but it felt like as soon as I started pushing, that I kind of pushed myself in the wrong direction, a little bit too forward. And yeah, maybe I could have fought a little harder, but I felt like there's no way I'm gonna get it, so I'll just let the spotters take it. And then we both agreed no point in taking a third attempt. Then raw warm-ups on bench felt really good, and I told my husband, it's there today, my bench is gonna be fire. And it had been really, really good during training. I'd done between 117.5 and 122.5 several times. I even did 122.5 with commands, and I had a really speedy 120 single, and my last bench session I did my planned opener of 115 with commands, and it was fairly easy. And yeah, I felt like, okay, I finally got this new shirt to work. It's a custom shirt with longer sleeves, since I have deadlift arms. And I've had an issue with it choking me, so I had so I have a brief blackout when I touch the chest. Obviously not ideal, but we figured that out, what to tune so that doesn't happen. But then on meet day, when I put on the shirt, I was like, hey, I can move in it today. I can set my shoulders. This is going to be great. And that's what it felt like until I got under the bar. And then I don't know. I failed my last warm-up. And it got to the chest normally, or the last couple of years probably. I've done my last warm-up maybe this far from the chest, because then I know, okay, I can force that weight down on the platform, and the shirt has set itself a little bit. But I got it down really easy, and then I just could not press it. So obviously I wasn't opening on something I couldn't press. So I decided I wanted to open 107.5, and I think it's been a while since I opened that light, but I didn't want to bum out. That would be stupid. And I felt like I already ruined a good total with only getting 180 on squats. So I opened 107.5. It was sort of heavy, but I got it 3-0. The lift-offs were great, so that was not an issue. The bench was great. The only issue was the person in the shirt not performing. Then I was so afraid that my husband had picked 115 for my second, but I was very relieved to see he picked 112.5. I got that one as well, but it felt like I don't know, I did something weird with my left arm, and it got unnecessarily heavy, but still 3 white lights. And now I should perhaps mention that, and I don't think this affected me on meet day at all, actually, but the couple of weeks leading up to nationals, I've struggled with some pain in both my biceps. And what I think happened was I changed my grip on squats just a little bit, because usually the way I had my grip, I know it's not ideal, and I've tried to change it and I haven't figured out anything that works, but I obviously carry the bar too much in my arms instead of on my back. But usually it would make my forearms really tired. Then I tried a new cue, and it felt really good on squats. Like I felt more stable and my back felt more stable, but unfortunately it also put a lot of strain on my biceps. So I think they got some tendonitis or whatever it's called, but they were definitely like really super sore after bench or after squatting, and that hurt my bench, especially on the eccentric phase, and the left one was the worst. I would have like a little bit of pain right before the chest. I could press fine, that was no issue, but you probably know that if the descent feels off, then you're already kind of losing on your bench. But that felt good on the day, and I didn't have any pain on squats either, or like I could, maybe because I knew I'd had the issue, I could like feel something, but like no pain. So I don't think that impacted my bench on the day at all. So then after the second, I was thinking maybe 115, but then my husband said, you want to try 117.5? And I was like, sure. And then we really tuned the shirt. And it felt better when I got it out. But then I kind of didn't, like I let the shirt lead me instead of, you know, getting the bar down in the right path. So I couldn't press it. So that was annoying because I was going into this expecting to PR on my bench. Like I was thinking, okay, if I have a bad day, I'll only bench 122.5, and my PR is 120 from Nationals last year, and then ending up with 112.5 is just so disappointing. And like I was really disappointed because my training had been going really well, and I thought I had finally figured out my custom shirt, but yeah. So I guess it was possible to pull it back too much on the shoulders. I think that's what went wrong, because it felt way more comfortable than what it's felt in training. And I guess for it to be the right tightness for the weight that I want to lift, a little bit of uncomfortableness is needed. So anyways, then it was time for deadlifts, and I only had 2 equipped deadlift sessions leading up to Nationals, and they went way better than all the sessions I had leading up to Worlds. And I even lifted in a suit that I had tried one time leading up to Worlds and then discarded and was ready to burn because it felt so off. But I think the like around 1 kilogram higher body weight that I carried with me in training and into the meet really helped that suit perform at its best for me. Warm-ups felt good, so I decided to just keep my opener at 215. And my husband has said, oh, it's a Lyoko bar and it feels so good and blah blah blah. And then I got out there and I was like, what is this bar? It feels like there's no knurling left, and it feels so thick and it's horrible. And yeah, like I felt like the bar slipped in my hook on my first attempt at 215. And that only ever happens if I don't grip it, if I don't grip it well enough. So if I grip it in my fingertips or grip on the slick part or something like that. And I felt like I gripped correctly, correctly. So I don't know what was wrong with me. But one of the other girls, the one I borrowed the liquid magnesium from, she said the same thing, that she didn't think it was a very good bar. She got all her 3 attempts though, so yeah, maybe it was just me, I don't know. Then, since my total was ruined already, I believe I calculated I would need 245.5 for a new total PR. So I said, let's go 236. On my second attempt, that would be a new Danish record, a new Nordic record, and an unofficial European record. I have the European record on 235.5 from last year's European Championship. So I went in, and it was actually an easy lift, but I clearly felt the bar slip in my right hand. And when you see the front view of the replay, and I think I'll insert the clips throughout this video so you don't have to just hear me talking for like 15-20 minutes. when you see the front replay, you see it maybe like the bar being a little bit further down on my right side. But yeah, the lift was easy enough. I told my husband I wanted 240. Then he said 243, and I was like, okay, then we go 243.5. The world record in my weight class is 243. So I figured like tying it, what would be the point? So yeah, we went 243.5, and it actually got off the ground really easily, but it didn't go very far before it slipped out of my right hand. And my grip has been excellent in prep, and yeah, like I mentioned, I only ever have dropped weights when I could clearly feel I gripped this bar wrong, and that didn't happen on any of my attempts. So I think I'm just gonna not worry about it, say I just didn't like that bar, and then just move forward. Last year at Europeans we used Maniac, and yeah, I know they changed their bench pad, which I'm happy about because the old one was really bad. But I really liked the bar for deadlifts. I had absolutely no grip issues on that one, so that's what I'm choosing to think will happen as well. So I went, 5 for 9? No, 5 for 8. I didn't take my third attempt, but I only got 5 good attempts, and my total was 528.5. And yeah, I was just really disappointed. But then when I think about it afterwards, okay, it's my third highest total ever. Last year I did 537.5 at Worlds. I did 530 at Nationals last year. And then this 528.5 is then the third highest total. And with my 537.5, I went 9 for 9 for the first and only time in my career. And at Nationals, I went 8 for 9. So I guess like only being 9 kilos below my best total with 5 good lifts, where the best total was 9, that's maybe not that bad, and I should have been good for 10 kilos more in squats, but let's say I'm pretty confident I could have gotten at least 185, and I should have been able to bench 10 kilos more, and I could have maybe gotten 240 on deadlifts. I don't know. Maybe I would have even dropped 237.5. Who knows? But I could have, like, strength-wise, there was more in me on deadlifts for sure. So I think strength-wise, it was actually okay. My performance on the day was just really bad. So I think what I'll do is continue what I've been doing, make sure I manage my biceps, skip that new grip cue on squats so that I don't aggravate the issue again, and yeah, just really focus on keeping my body healthy. I want to say my knees have been feeling great all prep. They felt great on meet day. Like my SI joint hurt so much on the day, like not while I was lifting. Like I don't feel it at all when I have a squat suit on or deadlift suit on. And that's the reason why, like the pain is sort of in my lower back area, but being squeezed together with the suit on, I don't feel it at all. So that's the reason why I think it's a hip thing, so an SI thing. And the next day I felt fine. And I haven't had any pain afterwards, so I don't know what that was. And I don't think it impacted my performance. It was just more annoying. Anyways, yeah. 5 good attempts, 5 for 8, 528.5. Really disappointing, but good strength. So yeah, even though it's not the update I wanted to give, thank you so much if you watched all the way to the end. And I would appreciate a comment, a like, follow on my channel, anything. That would be very much appreciated. And I hope to see you in my next video as well. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah, I just forgot to mention I was the only one in my weight class, so I obviously won my weight class. And on points, I placed 3rd. And my teammate placed 1st. So together we won best team for the females, and the men won best team as well. So great success for my club.